Hello and welcome to my first devlog for the game I'm currently calling Puddle Pals. Currently, I've had an abnormal amount of free time to do anything I want, so instead of going out and holidaying or, actually seeing the sun, I've decided to embrace my inner hermit and develop a cozy multiplayer game. So what's the idea behind Puddle Pals? Well, I like rain and I like puddles. You can jump in puddles, rain soothing, and we can stare your unhinged reflection. But also frogs. I like frogs. Growing up, I used to save frogs from the pool before it had to be cleaned, and I used to raise them until they're little tiny frogs, like this little guy, and they used to grow into these little things. Combining these two things gave birth to a cozy multiplayer game where you interact with water, challenge your friends to rafting races, and explore areas flooded by recent rainstorms. I'm still flushing out the cool mechanics and loops, but that's the general gist. This is also my first time making a game in Unreal. Back in uni, we only used Unity, and for my previous job, I used other engines like Snowdrop. So it's going to be a learning experience for me as I make this game. The first thing I did was set up my empty Unreal project using both C++ and Blueprints. Once I had that up and running, I set it up the player with basic movement. And once that was working, I started working on getting the multiplayer running. Step one was making sure two players could each see each other correctly. This didn't take too long, but I did run into one issue where the players were working correctly, but their animations weren't displaying the right animations. Turns out I had used the wrong node in the animation blueprint system. Classic mistake. After getting two players working, I immediately got distracted when I discovered Unreal has a water plugin and something called a buoyancy object. In Unreal Engine, a bouncy object typically refers to an object that exhibits bouncy physical bounce or elasticity when it collides with other surfaces. So as you can see here, the right cube is the example one provided by Unreal. I tried to replicate this for my makeshift lily pad. You can see here that I threw together, but I started getting some very unusual behavior, so I put this on hold for now. Next, I started working on some UI elements, beginning with the main menu. Next up, I began prototyping different water behaviors. Currently, I have a system where when you enter the water, the character slows down, you can't jump, and has their head popping out. For this game, I want the water interactions to be cute rather than complex. So instead of full-on swimming system, I'm keeping it simple, but this is early stages and this could change. After that, I added additional UI menus, one for credits and another for settings. These are super basic for now and were mainly for me to help upskill me in these different Unreal features. I then turned my attention back to multiplayer, setting up servers for friends to join. This quickly expanded to using plugins so I can send invites to friends who are online on Steam or playing the game. Once I had that going, I realized I needed a character. It can't be that hard to model, rig, and animate, right?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
After a day of rigging struggles, I present Mojo. Yes, name after the iconic meme from Madagascar. I gave him a simple paint job and a little bouncing animation, then implemented him into Unreal. So what's next? Now that I got some basic things working, I want to really work out the rafting system, add more assets to bring the game to life, more cute animations for Mojo, and more importantly, more memes. Thank you for listening, and if you have any ideas what I should add, please leave them in the comments. Have a good day.